Hey guys, so I went back onto Kiwi Farms. I really should just register, you know, but I'm not registered and I really don't feel like it. But just to see if anything new happened. Um, but Spurg has updated the Chris Chan Jail Saga, Jailchu Nuthouse FAQ. I've talked about the FAQ before, and I did a video, but he's kind of updated to add the uh, recent events. So he also does a disclaimer, says, I am not your attorney, and this is not legal advice. I am not a practicing attorney, paralegal, or any other officer in the court of the Commonwealth of Virginia. I have no legal experience in Virginia. Any observations I make here are based on my general knowledge of common law as practiced in the United States, as well as time spent reading Virginia code and case law in relation to Chris-related events. These are not expert observations, and anyone with actual legal experience in Virginia may find inaccuracies in what I've written. So, if you're in Virginia and you obviously know the law better, by all means, give us more information about how this stuff works. That's why I'm reading what he's put, so that way you guys can, because I know I've got a lot of some people in Virginia, even if it's not in this specific area, you guys should be able to hopefully give us some background about it. So the first one is, obviously, I read this, but for people who don't know, when is Chris's next court date? July 20th, 2022, so we've got a few months to wait. So is Chris going to trial on July 28th? Probably not, for numerous reasons explained below. It's probably another procedural hearing. We currently do not know the nature of the hearing, as the court clerk has not informed anyone here who has contacted them so far. It's speculated that more likely this hearing will be when Chris enters a guilty plea as part of a plea agreement. Further, to understand why, the section will be updated if new information becomes available. Is Chris in prison now? Chris is not in prison. Chris was in jail, but was moved to an unspecified facility. While we have no firm information, it is speculated that he is currently in Western State Hospital, formerly Western State Lunatic Asylum in Staunton, Virginia. So that's where people are assuming he is. I've seen a lot of people saying Arkham Asylum and all that. He'd fit in right there. Hell, I think he'd drive most of the inmates in Arkham a little crazy. So Western State Hospital, formerly Western State Lunatic Asylum in Staunton, Virginia. That's just speculation. Apparently that's probably the closest mental health facility that they could bring it to, or it might be the only one that's available, might have, area spot open. Why is Chris potentially in a state hospital? The reason is unknown, but there are a couple of potential reasons. Which of them, we are not certain. Chris could have attempted self-harm, or this would result in a temporary hold, something that all people in Virginia are subject to under Virginia Code 37.2-817. More likely, Chris has been adjudicated as incompetent to assist in his own defense. While the period of this is variable for most crimes under 19.2-169.1, a common time period for evaluation for serious crimes in Virginia is 6 months. While this is only actively specified for the most serious of sex crimes in Virginia, of which Chris is probably not charged, it is still a common period. The procedure is documented, again, 19.2-169. The 6-month period would explain the 6 months continuance. Actually, yeah, it's July. Wait, probably. Explain the 6 months continuance, which would otherwise be unusual. Chris was transferred at the end of February, almost an entire month after his court date. This could be explained by current overcrowding at the few remaining state hospitals in Virginia. They could not transfer him until they had a bed and room available. That's pretty much what I said. It's, the nearest one. It's probably because they had a space open up or whatever it was. Chris could have been transferred earlier, and the records of his transfer weren't updated until later. If this hold is only temporary, Chris will likely be returned to jail in a short period of time. If it is for a competency evaluation, he could remain in a state hospital for the entire 6-month period, which I think that's probably for the best. Why is it likely that he is in medical care / state hospital? The initial suspicions were due to a lack of letters and phone calls received after Chris's February 3rd, 2022 court date. This indicated that some change may have occurred in Chris's status that prevented him from communicating with the outside world. Chris's status in VineLink, the victims notification network that doubles as Central Virginia Regional Jail's online booking info, since it does not have its own system on its website, was updated to show that Chris was transferred from CVRJ. No specific destination facility was stated. Instead, the field simply contained another facility, which I've shown twice. I think it was the last video I did, or the video before that, I can't remember. But I've done 2 videos about it, so just pretty much look up about Chris being transferred, you'll find it. I think it's like 7,000 views or something right now, so it's only from a couple days ago. So if you want to see that, just go watch that one. Where are we? Yeah, ordinarily when a transfer occurs, the destination facility is specified. That's why we thought it was so weird, because it just said, another facility, and so it's like, okay, well, why aren't they saying what facility it is? Notably, Chris is still probably in a state of incarceration, as if he was transferred in a non-incarcerated status, it would show as released rather than transferred. Chris thus has no choice in his placement at the medical facility, which is good, because if they're going to evaluate him, he should have been evaluated a long time ago, but he just kept refusing. I think this is, let me see. I think this one's new. I don't remember reading it, but in case people get confused. Aren't jail and prison the same thing? Are they different? Generally in the United States, and I know prison and jail, I heard someone in the UK basically say, in the UK, jail and prison are the same damn thing. So that's why some people get confused, because in some countries or some other places, jail and prison, pretty much, it's the same thing. You just call it different things. But here, prison and jail are 2 separate things. Generally, in the United States and similar countries, jail and prison, while both incarcerating people, have different purposes. Prisons are usually large statewide facilities designed to contain convicted inmates for a long period of time, usually greater than 1 year. Generally, this means you are only sent to prison once you are convicted of a felony. Since prisons must hold people for long periods of time, they usually have lots of amenities to keep the prisoners distracted. This could be simple entertainment, a library, workshops where they can learn skills, gyms, outdoor recreation areas, etc. Prisons often form social groups because they interact with the same prisoners for a long period of time. That's why if you see prisons, they have like a lot of cliques, you could say. These can be benign or violent. This is mostly due to the fact that different prisons have different security levels for housing prisoners with different levels of violent tendencies. Jails are smaller, local facilities that handle individuals who have just been arrested and are awaiting release on bail, those who cannot make bail for whatever reason and are staying in jail to await trial, and those who have been convicted of minor crimes, misdemeanors. As stays in jail are normally short, often only a few days, they have fewer amenities, for inmates. Most of the inmates there are not there for serious crimes and thus are less dangerous. A lot of times you go in there, it's filled with people who've been like fucking drinking. You know, if you're out and you're drinking, they find you, they'll be like, well, we'll bring him back, put him in a cell, cell, and just let him stay there for a little bit until he sobers up. Dangerous inmates awaiting trial on serious felonies are often kept separate. In most U.S. jurisdictions, including Virginia, a misdemeanor is described as a crime punishable by less than a year of incarceration. A felony is a crime punishable by more than a year of incarceration. Thus, ordinarily, people convicted of misdemeanors serve their sentence in jail, while people convicted of felonies serve their sentence in prison. People who already have some time served and are convicted of lower level felony who wind up with a short remaining sentence of less than a year sometimes spend it in jail rather than prison. So why is Chris in jail instead of prison? I thought he was facing serious charges. Chris is not convicted of anything yet, but is being held without bail, waiting for a resolution to his case. No matter what you are charged with, if you are not out on bail, you'll be held in jail until you are actually convicted, at which point you could be released, sent to finish a sentence in jail or finish it in prison. So, and then the rest I've read before. So, all we know is that possibly that Chris is at Western State Hospital. I mean, that's just speculated. Given where he was being held and the facilities in the area that have openings, it would make more sense if you're in this area and obviously, like the guy said, this is all speculation. He's not a legal expert. This is all just guessing at this point. So, if you're watching me and you know more about Virginia law and you're in that area, and by all means, put it below. Give us some more info. But apparently that's where he might be held right now. So, and considering it was formerly Western State Lunatic Asylum, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Same thing with this, for why he would be there. But yeah, I just thought I'd give a little update because the person was nice enough to update this stuff with the new transfer and stuff like that. Just because people are confused right now. It's like, where is he? Still in jail? Is he out? No, he's not out. He is currently being held in the apparently Western State Hospital. This next thing is right here, July 28th. So yeah, it's not good for him right now. And someone asked me last night about why they wouldn't allow him, because I said if he's there, most likely he's not going to be receiving letters or anything. And they said, well, why would that be the case? Well, it's possible that, if he was there for mental health, possibly they figure maybe the writing letters might be causing mental stress or harm, or getting the letters when, reading them, whatever might be in those letters written by other people might be causing some harm. So, not to mention, like I said, I know some places might receive mail if it's a mental health facility, but I think it's really up to the facility and up to the person, because some people are just crazier than others. So, yeah, if you know about this area, are places like that, at least in this one, allowed to receive letters from people? So, like Chris, would he be able to receive it, or is it kind of like on a patient basis, where like, yeah, that person can't receive letters, and the content and the all that is just causing mental distress, so they're not allowed to write or receive But that person's fine enough so they can receive and write letters. So let me know below. But yeah, just an update. Since Mr. Spurg here was nice enough to do it. Alexander Hamilton. But hopefully we have a little more light shown on that subject of where he is and how long he'll be there. I want to know what he was there for. I think that's what everyone wants to know. We all know he's pretty much in a health facility. We want to know for what. That is what we need to know. We need to know. What is he doing there? What is he there for? We want to know. But yeah, I thought you guys would be interested with the update. Like I said, I know some of that stuff I've read, but some of you may be new to the channel. So, and if you are new to the channel, do me a favor. That little red button, just click it. It takes like 2 seconds. Scroll, click, boom, done. Anyways, that is going to do it for me. We need to know. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.